What's happening, brothers? Welcome to another episode of Nate's Chocolate Convo. I'm Nate. This is the only podcast where building the man is the business. First thing first, if you want to order some candy from Angelic Sweets Candy Company, go to PalmerNathan282 at gmail.com, or you can message me at Facebook, Natpalm, Natpalm. You get a 6-piece for $6. You get a 12-piece for $12. Milk chocolate, white chocolate, dark chocolate. Whatever you want in it, I can put in there for you. And I also ship whatever you at in the world. Now, let's conversate. The great divide is here. Men and women are finally divided. I was walking around yesterday all over the city, and I saw men and women not interacting with each other like they usually do. White, black, Asian, Latino. I saw women in groups. I saw men in groups. I went to different restaurants, different cafes, went to the park, and I saw men and women not really talking to each other like that. You saw a few couples here and there, and you saw a few men speaking to a few women here and there. 10 years ago, you would have seen men and women talking, laughing, and joking with each other. In 2022, the great divide is here. Feminism, the Me Too movement, which is pushed by the government, men going their own way, has finally separated men and women from each other. That is not a good thing. God has created us to be together, to get married and to procreate and to continue the cycle of producing other people, working together, loving one another. Those days are over. I saw a young lady. She was walking around very attractive. Obviously, I knew what she was doing. She was selling her body. 10 to 15 years ago, as soon as she came out, somebody would have stopped their car. Some man, doesn't matter the race, would have stopped his car and picked her up. Not for almost an hour, pretty much an hour or over an hour. She walked around in the parking lot, different restaurants, and men were just walking past her, driving past her. I don't know if she went home or somebody finally stopped, but she walked around the corner and I never saw her again. But 10 to 15 years ago, they would have picked her right up. I went to another restaurant. I saw women, I saw men, the same thing. Black, white, Asian, Latino. If the men were single and the women were single, they were not talking with each other. They was not mingling among each other. Look here and there and kept it moving. This is the great divide. It's only going to get worse. But you have to understand, men and women, this thing has been pushed by the government to separate men and women. They push it heavy in the black community. They push it real, real heavy. But we are like the canary in the mine shaft. They send the canary into the mine shaft. If the canary comes out alive, it's safe. If the canary doesn't, it's not safe. They push this on black people. Now it has trickled down to the other races. Men and women are not talking with each other like they used to. Men are doing their thing and women are doing their thing. And it's only going to get worse. This is the beginning stage in this generation. The next generation, it's going to be a total separation. It's happening right now, the great divide. Once a society has divided, men and women have divided, that's it. Look for the downfall of that society. And this is what's happening now. I looked at it, I did the research on the Census Bureau. The birth rates are going down, but the death rates are up. More people are dying than being born. More people are dying than being born. That's not good for people in general. People are not having children like that. The court system helped kill that. Men getting married, and then the woman wants to divorce him in the next 5 or 10 years. She gets alimony and child support. So men are not marrying. The ones that are still dating, they're dating a certain type of woman. He might not date for a whole entire year. A whole year. Before he runs into the right one. 2, you have a lot of men going overseas. They're dating and marrying overseas and staying over there. You have a lot of women, they don't want to be married. They want to have children, but they don't want to be married. And a lot of men are not donating their sperm to the sperm banks like they used to. Men are protecting their seed more than ever now. The next generation of men, 9 times out of 10, is going to completely opt out of dating women. Completely. This is where we at. This is where we headed at. And I talked about this my last show about men and women. You can see it now. Before you couldn't see it, but now you can see it. If you're a woman, how many times you went to a place and the man that you wanted to approach you walked past you, but then you notice men are walking past you. They're not even speaking. And the ones that do speak are perverts and weirdos. Then you notice the same reaction with other women. In a restaurant, a bar, the park, grocery stores. You see men mostly on one side, you see women on the other side. There are women that still want men to approach them. And she could be a good woman, but he's not. Too much going on. Men have now perceived women to be a problem or a potential problem. They're not even talking about it like they used to. Most YouTube shows don't talk about this. Most YouTube shows now is rapidly going into other topics. Traveling is one, Bitcoin, the metaverse, stocks and bonds, how to build real estate. They're going into more business and traveling, health and wellness, especially the male YouTubers. This is where they're headed. This is what's happening now. We talked about this a little over 20 years about men and women coming together. Men and women getting married. Men and women loving and showing each other respect. It's not working. And the reason why it's not working is that the government pushed these different entities to push different ideologies to program women's mind to see men as their enemy. Now, this is the reaction from men. I'll just stay away from you. You keep it moving, I'll keep it moving. And this is why now you've seen women all over YouTube. Men don't want to approach me. Even the dating apps is going down. Check the stats. Look it up. The dating apps is going down. Men are not getting on the dating apps like they used to. Like I said before, my last show, it's a different world now. It is here. And I don't mean a different world, the sitcom either. I mean, it's a different world now. Things have changed. Things are going to change even more. The only thing you can do is accept it. Find a way that works for you to maneuver around it, especially as a woman. Men are problem solvers. It can take us 20 minutes, 20 days, 20 years. But eventually we are going to solve that problem that has been causing us grief in our life. Once we do it, it's been done. Etched in stone. That's it. And there's nothing no one can do about it. And men have solved their problems with women. Most stay away. The few that's still dating are dating certain ones. They can literally count how many dates they've been on during the past year. This is where we at. It is what it is. Click like, subscribe to this channel, share these videos, but most importantly, receive this information and apply this information, and you will see a difference. As always, 1, 2, peace.